Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. President Donald Trump did something very honorable 6 days ago with awarding DJ Daniel, a 13-year-old boy, with the title of a Secret Service agent during the joint address. Okay, Daniel always wanted to become a police officer, but said that this was his wish. If he was to pass away, he would do this. Okay, and also he's been told in the past that he would not survive. He had days to live, but he's beat the odds. Unfortunately, the issue is some people on the Breakfast Club, including Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy, and then Jess Hilarious, made a very controversial statement about the young man.
Effective stunt.
It was so effective, right? But then you had people arguing, okay, this was race baiting. This little black boy shouldn't have been used as a prop. And I'm like, are y'all
He's
like
black?
He's a person of color,
No,
obviously.
okay.
So
Yeah.
I don't know his exact ethnicity. But when I saw that,
his hair was nappy.
His head was not nappy
Yes,
at all. It wasn't.
He was black.
the dad,
You think he was black?
His dad was black.
Yeah,
His
it
dad
was-
was holding him up. I don't know if that was his dad, but yeah, it
Not
seemed
that
like that was his
nappy. I
dad.
just
father.
don't think little boy
Yeah,
was
he
black.
was
His
black.
hair wasn't
He's
nappy.
black.
I mean, it was patchy, but it wasn't nappy.
well,
Now, of course, this caused a lot of people to be upset.
You guys finally want to cancel the Breakfast Club like I've been wanting to do that years ago. They thrive to be uneducated on that show. They love it. They just eat it up. Jess Hilarious has never been hilarious. She's never been funny. Sorry, not sorry, but majority of female comedians are not funny. Charlamagne the God has not been good since, 2013. It's just a bunch of dried up people that are mad because they are only put in this position to where they cannot get out of. And for them to go after DJ Daniel, which is a boy, a 13-year-old boy, as a child that has cancer, that has terminal cancer, and has had surgery after surgery. And so Jess Hilarious thinks it's funny to make fun of his head because he has patches of hair that is up there, and she's going to check him about it. This is what's destroying the black community.
And even this lady.
I literally feel like everything has a limit and lines need to be drawn, seriously. And children, to me, are going to always be the limit. Now, Jess Hilarious, I get it. You're a comedian, and comedians often will take some risk when it comes to their comedy, but this is not a laughing matter, nor is it humorous. Now, the Breakfast Club in general, that show should have been canceled a long time ago. Let's be honest. But to sit on that show and talk about the young man that was honored by the current president, this child is terminally ill, okay? He's a brain cancer survivor, but terminally ill. And you proceed to attack his physical appearance, talking about the patches in his head. Do you have any idea what cancer does to anyone? The chemo and radiation is brutal alone by itself. And we're not even talking about the after effects. And nobody come in my comments and saying, well, what do you know? My husband currently has stage 4 cancer. So yes, I know.
And this is very interesting because she said something similar in 2020 about Chadwick Boseman before he ultimately passed away. My question is, to those folks who are talking about his hair and how nappy it is, I'm not even going to go about Jess Hilarious and her pictures about how her hair looked and all that. The question is, why do you feel that that is funny for you to even talk about that? What makes it funny? Is it because Donald Trump is the one that gave him that opportunity or recognized him? Or are you trying to make jokes? Because one thing is for sure, let that have been a black woman, a black girl, and then some black men get on there and make fun of her patchy hair and say the things that they say about that woman, that young girl. it'd be all kind of fire. And this is what I want to talk about. And I'm glad that a lot of people did come to the young man's defense. But I do want you to know why it's not even worse. It's because black young boys are expendable. And for you to make fun of innocent young black boys is completely okay in black America. All right? Especially when it comes from black women. We're going to be honest. And on one end, if we say something like that about Jess Hilarious and her hairy patches or whatever, oh, now all of a sudden it's misogynist. When a black young woman is hurt or she has brain cancer, and you better not say anything about her or you're going to lose your job. Any black man on any radio station that says something like that on a national syndicated broadcast is fired. But on the other hand, because it's a young black boy who's strong as an ox and beat cancer for 7 years, brain cancer, had to go through all type of situations to get to where he's at, it's fine. Then I'm gonna tell you this. When these young men, and this is not to say all black women are like this, okay? Don't get it twisted. But when these young black men feel a certain type of way towards you, don't sit back and then act like you don't know where it comes from, all right? I see a lot of sisters that throw rocks and hold their hands as if they didn't do anything. Oh, I don't know why this animosity is coming towards me. Because it's so common, you don't even realize it sometimes. And sometimes y'all do realize it. So when y'all treat y'all sons like this, and y'all treat young black men like this, and y'all think that it's okay to do it, and then when them young black men don't want nothing to do with you as they get older, there's a reason for that, okay? When you look at a lot of these young black men that are raised by black women, and then you see them go off to college, and then you start to see what they're choosing, who they wanting to be with, okay? It's situations like this. But ultimately, you want to tell him, well, you need to get over that. Ultimately, you want to tell the young black man, oh, well, see, this is your problem. You got self-hatred. No, I'm going to tell you what it is. A lot of these women have self-hatred. And not only do they hate themselves, they, by default, hate the young black men in their community. And it's not just always directed at black men. Often what I find out, usually at this stage, is people that say that have a problem with black people as a whole, but you have to really watch that because a lot of y'all that are women, you don't know when it's gonna be a young person or somebody in your family gonna go through that. See, it's easy to not take the accountability when it's somebody else's child you don't know. What happened when it's your little brother? What happened when it's your little cousin or it's your son? You see what I'm saying? And these young black men need to also have the confidence that, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like the women in my community are not going to be saying things like this. Now, obviously, I know that Charlamagne and other people was right there, and I'm going to get them, but Jess Hilarious, she has a history of talking down on black men with cancer or talking down on black people that's sick, and she's doing it trying to make a joke. Who are you trying to make a joke for, boo? What is so funny? Because don't you got a son? Like, this is not funny. This is not a joke. All right? And I know that sometimes we got dark humor and we say stuff, but if you're going to say something like that, number one, you are on national syndicated radio. From what I understand, that clip was there. They had to remove the clip, okay? And people are upset, angry at Jess Hilarious, angry at the Breakfast Club. And for me, I'm concerned as a pro-black because young black men are watching this. And I want to talk about that with Dr. T.S. Johnson. And this is something that we just don't understand. While this might not be happening to a young black man personally, when you see a 13 or 14-year-old boy and they see that DJ Daniel is getting roasted, we might think that, oh, don't nobody care. And then the young black man, he could be saying, oh, you know what? Is this how they gonna treat me? Oh, damn. Okay. Well, I'm not no different than him. So I might as well go ahead on and live my life. Why should I be concerned with staying around in black America? Ain't nothing there for me anyway. I don't want to be mistreated like this. And you'd be surprised at the branding of black women like Jess Hilarious. It gets out. Let me just tell you, when you have a bad experience with something, black men or black women in particular, you go out and you tell people, all right? And when black men have a bad experience with the black community, they avoid it. And they become our biggest detractors. And the last thing you want to hear from DJ Daniel, I believe that's his name, is, whoa, well, when I had cancer, it was the black community and Jess Hilarious talking down on me. You know what? Let me go out here and get a white girl. The Republicans, they love me anyway. They didn't make fun of me. because I was sick. They welcomed me in. Now, that's not going to be true for everybody, but that's exactly what happens. That's how we lose a lot of our talent in our community. Then we want to sit back and then act like we don't know what happened. Well, why you have so much hatred towards black women and black men or whatever else the case? And don't get me wrong, a lot of black people are nice, but all it takes is a few. People read comments, people do all that stuff, and they see what's going on. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again. The episode of The Celebrity John. All right, appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.